Boys, got a big weekend coming up. We got two big 6 matches in the Premier League. This is it's gonna be a good one. This is Red Card Radio. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, whenever you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. Red Card Radio is a weekly look at the Premier League from three friends who support different clubs. This is the preview of match week 15. I'm James, I support Arsenal. That's Brad, he supports Chelsea. That's Sean, he supports Tottenham Hotspurs. What's up, boys? Hello.
Yo.
Are you guys still well?
Yeah.
We've been here all week, just crushing it. We've been all three of us.
I know it's weird, but hey, it's fun.
Yeah.
So if you get through with watching this and you're like, man, those three buffoons were really awesome to watch, you should go check our news episode that was on yesterday, and our review of last week's matches. But if you're new here and you haven't yet done so, please hit that subscribe button, ring the sub notification bell. If you're on a podcast site, follow, 5-star review, all those things really do help us. Drop us a comment down below with what match you'll be watching this week, and then drop us a reply on that comment once you've watched the match. Tell us what you thought about it, because we'd love to hear from you guys. As I said earlier, got 10 matches this weekend, all across 2 games, Saturday, Sunday, no Monday or Friday games. That's awesome. So we can get all of our football in. So kick it off Saturday morning. There is no early kickoff this week, so they're all, if you're in America, at 11 a.m. Not 10 a.m. this week, 11 a.m. because England has fallen back, fallen back. We'll catch up to them, I think, in a couple weeks. Maybe this weekend.
Next weekend.
Is it the 4th or the 11th?
Next Sunday would be the 6th, and that's when it happens.
I have no idea what the dates are. Okay, so who knows? Make sure you set your clocks back when you're supposed to.
Who knows?
Yeah, the guy that doesn't have kids knows, but the 2 dudes who don't have kids, who should probably work on sleep schedules. Anyway, doesn't matter. Okay, so kicking off Saturday morning, we got Leeds hosting Bournemouth. We got City hosting Fulham. Forest host Brentford. Wolves welcome Brighton to the Molineux. Everton welcome Leicester. And then that rounded out Saturday. Sunday morning kicks off with Chelsea Arsenal from the Bridge. Villa United from Villa Park. Southampton host Newcastle. West Ham will welcome Crystal Palace to the London Stadium. And finishing out the weekend, we've got Spurs at the new White Hart Lane. They welcome Jurgen Klopp's out-of-form Liverpool. That's a big week coming up for Big 6 clubs.
It's also a big week coming up for you.
For me?
Yes. This will be the last week that you condition your kids to fall back. Because we spring forward in the spring, and then that's it.
Yeah. Oh, are we done?
No more.
This is the last fallback.
Wait, for real?
Yeah.
Yes, that is a real thing.
Since when?
You're not falling since that decree happened about 6 to 12 months ago, and we had to give farmers enough time to acclimate. But yes.
Was that old Joey? Did Joey do that?
Yes,
Joey.
Old Joey pulled that off.
Oh man, what a guy!
Yeah, so this is a big weekend for you. This is the last time you need to acclimate.
I'm actively looking for the CFO of the podcast to see if she knows that. It appears she's gone to bed. I'll have to ask her about that in the morning.
Other than that, what would you like to talk about?
As a quick aside, I would think as a pediatrician, she should have told me about this already. Okay, I'm just saying. Like, she's got to be telling the parents and the kids about it. Like, I feel like I shouldn't be the last one to know. I'm just saying. Well,
but you are.
It was in the news cycles. It was a pretty big thing.
Brad, did you know this?
What?
You knew?
Oh, yeah. It is last time. Yes, I did.
How am I the last to know about this in all of America?
I don't know.
Maybe you're not. Well, hit us up in the comments if you knew ahead of James.
There's no way that Will knew. I don't believe that Will knew.
Yeah, because when you're an adult, does Will have kids?
No.
All right, when you're an adult and you don't have kids, you just be waking up when you wake up.
Right?
So you don't have to worry about what time anybody goes to bed other than
Look at
yourself.
you.
And you just, I know.
You just
Yeah,
vibe.
you just go to sleep when you go to sleep. And if it's dark out, then it's dark out. If it's light out, then it's light out.
Wow. I can't believe it. All right. Before we get to those two big 6 matchups, we want to start with Forest Brentford. And the reason why we want to start with Forest Brentford, because Sean, you're really high on Nottingham Forest. Do you think that they won't get relegated? Was.
Yeah, I did.
Is the tide turning?
The tide is turning within me.
Okay.
Because I would like to think that accumulated talent would piece together at some point. And maybe that point just hasn't happened. We're still in November. We're still early in the season. Maybe it will. Maybe the middle off season.
Yeah, I was about to bring that up.
That most of them get. I don't know if anybody from Forest is going to the World Cup. I would highly doubt it.
I have no idea.
But maybe that really helps them, and then they come out strong from the back half of that. But there's a really good talent on that team in a lot of positions, and I do not understand how they just keep a loss to Arsenal. You mark that on the calendar preseason. You're probably, as Nottingham, you're probably just like, yeah, we're losing Arsenal. You don't want to get 5-0'd.
Yeah, especially at Arsenal. You're like away at Arsenal, away at any of the big 6. You're just that's an L.
That's an L. Sure, but a 5-0, like you're coming away from that game thinking like that could have been 2 or 3. Like it didn't need to be disrespectful bad. But no, it's just not getting any better. And it doesn't seem to be rounding the corner. It just seems to be just still bad.
Yeah.
I mean, they got an important result last week. A very important 3 points. So, that's going to help them stay in the mix. Any 3 points you can get when you're that poopy is helpful. So,
yeah, I mean, like you contrast the Arsenal result against the Liverpool result from the week earlier, and they beat Liverpool 1-0. Your boy Dean Henderson had a phenomenal match, and then they follow that up with a more predictable result against Arsenal.
yeah.
I think the reason why I wanted to highlight this match was just because I think on paper, to your point, you look at it on paper, you're like, Nottingham Forest don't have a bad squad. We all think Brentford have a good squad. So like if you match them up, you think like, strap some gloves on them, this would be a good bout for 12 rounds. But if you look at their league position, you're like, yeah, Brentford should walk away with this handily. But I'm not sure they will. I think that this will be a tighter affair than league position would suggest it would be. I mean, Brentford 11th. How many more points? They've got only 6 more points, but they've got a lot of league positions. But Brentford seem to be better than 6 points better than the Nottingham Forest, right?
Back into the feels. But they
yeah.
feel a lot stronger.
Yeah.
I would rather play Forest than I would Brentford.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it.
Tony's having a banger of an afternoon.
Tony's going to Tony.
You think Ivan Toney has a big match?
He's getting at least a brace.
Interesting. I don't disagree. I think
not to say look, here's the thing though. Forest are going to score goals though. Like this is going to be a fun match because Forest can go forward. Dean Henderson is their defense.
Yeah, I think that's their biggest issue is that like they don't defend well.
No.
Like you kind of when you're in a difficult position, you want to solidify your defense. You don't want to ship goals. You want to make your team very difficult to be scored on. And it seems to me like that they're willing to sacrifice their defense in favor of offense, but like not in a Leeds United way from 2 years ago, where Leeds was like, yeah, we don't care if you score because we're going to score 5. We know we're going to score 5 every game because we're just that good going forward. I don't think Nottingham Forest are that good going forward offensively. And
also like 2 of their major signings were Serge Aurier to move forward and Jesse Lingard. And although not awful signings for Nottingham Forest, you have not helped your defense at all.
Yeah.
You have just exposed Dean Henderson even more because Sergio Aurier doesn't play defense.
Well, apparently they thought the roster was good enough to entice Tuchel or Poch. That got shut down very quickly, but they thought it.
I mean, like, but to their point, like, I think if you look at them on paper, you're like, yeah, this has a decent smattering of
this is a
big
FIFA
Premier
squad.
League players.
Fine.
Yes.
A Premier League players.
That's exactly what it is, Brad.
If this is a FIFA squad, you're like, cool, I'm fine. I'm chilling. Like, this is a mid-table team at worst.
Yeah, that's a great way to look at it. Yeah, but actually having to put it on a team, on a field, and have these players play together in a real football match, yeah, that's a great way to look at it. I don't know what to say about it. I agree. I think there's going to be a lot of goals in this one. You want to know where I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals? Stamford Bridge. Chelsea hosting Arsenal. This I think is going to be a cagey affair.
Cagey enough to pull hair or cagey enough to score a goal?
Well, I'll say it like this: no Big Six team has yet won at another Big Six team away from home. So no away team in a Big Six matchup has won. They've either drawn or lost. Arsenal traditionally over the last couple seasons have had a good run at Stamford Bridge. I think we've won the last 2 games at Stamford Bridge over the last 2 years. This would be
like 3. We haven't had a great record against you guys in like 4 or 5 years.
You would, in fact, be the first team to win at Stamford Bridge 3 years in a row since something like early 2000s or late 90s. It was a ridiculous run.
Probably.
Yeah, probably. I would imagine. Yeah.
So, I mean, I will say that I think I'm cautiously optimistic. How many times have you guys heard me say this about Arsenal this year? I'm cautiously optimistic. So when I look at this game, and I think about where Chelsea are at right now, not Chelsea holistically, but what the form of Chelsea right now, their players that are injured, their current situation. I look at that team and I say, this is a game that Arsenal, if they have title ambitions, need to go into, and they need to win it. This is a game that Arsenal need to win if they have title ambitions. Chelsea are down, they're hurt, they're not playing well. This is a game that you can't allow the grandiosity of the match to dictate it. But it's going to.
This is the opposite of what it normally is. Normally when we play Arsenal, we're hot as can be. Like on fire, storming the league, and then we play Arsenal and we just like suck. So this will be interesting because it's the reverse this time. Like not that we've sucked.
Chelsea,
we haven't sucked, but we had a terrible result to Brighton. Chelsea definitely need this result, I think, probably more than Arsenal. But I think at the same time, like you said, if Arsenal wants to compete with City, this has to be a win for you guys.
Well, Chelsea are 10 points behind Arsenal. If Arsenal win it, Chelsea are 13 points behind first place.
Yep.
That's, I mean, both of these clubs will have only played 13 games, but 13 points is a big gap.
That's 5 games. That's huge.
It's a big gap. So, yes, I agree with you. I think Chelsea need to win it more than Arsenal need to win it when you look at the totality of the season. But I also think that Arsenal need to win it in order to keep pace with City, because City are going to put 100 past Fulham.
That's going to be disgusting. Does Mitrovic is the only question there.
Mitrovic can Mitrovic all he wants, but the robot that is Erling Haaland is going to score 7,500 goals unless he's injured. Is he hurt right now?
He is out for the next round of games, I think.
So he's missing this match.
He may miss this match.
What a bum.
Or he may just be missing the Champions League match and be back for this.
Yeah, I mean,
but why would you play him? Like, I'm not playing him in this game. I'm sorry. I know, I get he's 22 years old and you can run him for as hard as you want because he's gonna have a month off.
No, he's got injury issues. I play him.
I don't think I'm risking him here.
I'm obviously not playing Haaland in the Champions League match because it doesn't matter. But if the Premier League match matters, like, if he's healthy and he can play, then I play him. But if there's a question that you could exacerbate an injury, then I wouldn't play him.
I mean, they signed another striker though this summer. That's pretty good. Alvarez. Yeah.
He has not played a whole lot. He's played some.
No.
But he's been
But
more
why-
bit part.
Why would he play when you have Haaland? If Haaland's hurt, like I think Alvarez is an awesome substitute.
I thought Alvarez.
There were a lot of teams trying to get like a loan out of this.
I thought Alvarez was more playing on the wing. I thought he was more of like a left wing, like a replacement for Sterling.
He can play both.
He's a striker.
I mean, I understand.
I think he's more of like an Alba striker that he prefers to come in from the left. And
okay, and then
more so, but he
plays
plays central.
All right. That's enough about Manchester City and Fulham. Whoever Manchester City's playing, we're talking about. We're talking about Arsenal and Chelsea. We need to get predictions on the books. Brad, who's going to win this game? What's the score and why?
Chelsea wins 2-1.
2-1. Why?
Because the team's not coming to Stamford Bridge and winning 3 years in a row.
Okay, Sean, who's winning this game?
Chelsea 2-1.
You guys haterade. Just straight hate. Why? Why is Chelsea winning?
Because I said it 2 episodes ago. They cannot keep getting away with this. That's why.
Y'all are both sleeping on it. This game ends 2-1 to Arsenal. 2-1 to Arsenal. Because Chelsea. You guys are in shambles. I think this game is very close, but I think that Arsenal find a way to win. I don't think Saka plays a big role, just based on his injury from Nottingham Forest. But I think that we have enough through Martinelli and Jesus to get us over the line. All right, should we move on to Spurs Liverpool?
Sure.
Yeah, Sean, what you thinking? Can Spurs keep pounding Liverpool down, or does Liverpool show up?
Oh, this has gotten 4-1 Liverpool written all over it. You guys know it.
I'm glad you see it that way.
A big home letdown, and what doesn't help that is that we're going to be running. This is future Sean, by the way. At this point of recording, we know that Son will also be out. So now we have Richarlison, Son, Kulusevski, Romero, all out. So, we're already. I'm not going to make excuses for injuries. We're Mora, Gil. We're out of attackers.
I mean,
so
Gil had a lot of promise 2 years ago when you guys signed him. There was a lot of hope behind him, but I do think that you guys will struggle to find goals with only Harry Kane as the focus. I guess kind of the good thing is for Spurs, there's only 2 league matches left before the World Cup break, so I mean it'll give you guys time to get healthy if we're thinking about the league now. Like if this were a normal season and you guys had this level of injury. And the same thing's true for Chelsea as well. You had this level of injuries going into November, you'd be pulling your hair out because you'd be like, we're about to have 45 games in the span of 26 days. And like, how are we supposed to play it all? And how am I supposed to do it with one striker? So I think this year is uniquely positioned to be good for you guys in that regard. I mean, so Liverpool beat Napoli this week in the Champions League. So like that's a bit of a boost. And I think we've all seen, with maybe the exception of the Manchester United game where Liverpool didn't really show up, Liverpool have been competitive in all of the big 6 matches that they've played.
They've showed up for those, yeah.
Yeah. So I think to Brad's point earlier about how Liverpool show up in big games, I definitely think Liverpool will show up in this match. It's easier for them to get up. Now, it's kind of an interesting situation. So assuming, let's just for thought process sake, assume Arsenal and City both win this weekend. That would put Arsenal at 34 points, City at 32 points. Spurs would still be at 26 points. Newcastle's probably going to win. They'd be at 27 points. And then Chelsea would still be at 21 points. are either one of those teams, if those two things if those conditions happen where City and Arsenal both win and Chelsea and Spurs both lose, are they still in the title race?
Koulibaly says Chelsea is still in the title race, so yes.
Yeah, no, I believe so. The other interesting dichotomy of playing Liverpool is their high line plays into what we like to do. And
Yes.
has not been the same this year, and that's who normally erases their problems.
I don't disagree with you, but I think that they're, to your point about missing players, I think the reason why Spurs are so effective against high lines is because you have players like Son and Kane playing together. And that's what breaks the high line is Kane drops deep, receives a pass, and then Son is just running beyond everyone and things like that. And you have those, maybe Bryan Gill can kind of fill that void a little bit because Bryan Gill is a pacey player. But I just,
It's also really creative. I think if Sean Stradamus were to come out, we're probably running the 3-5-2. It's probably Bentancur, Gill, Højbjerg, with Kane and Son up top. I mean, Kane and Mora up top is probably what we go with.
Yeah.
What Gill playing like a 10?
Like a center attacking mid.
Interesting. I thought he was more of a winger. But
yeah, I thought he's only played.
He is, but he's extremely creative with the ball at his feet. So that may be a role that it maybe not fits him, maybe not something he does permanently, but something he can adequately fill in with to provide some attack.
Would you have Perisic on his side or Sessegnon? Well, I
Gill
guess
would be in the middle.
Yeah, I guess I was thinking he was a winger. Okay, never mind. I think Liverpool are also struggling, having injuries. Luis Diaz is out, Jota's out, so like they still have. I think Firmino is not injured, so like their options are Firmino, Darwin Nunez, and Mo Salah in attack. Still, obviously, very formidable.
I think
Jota,
Chilwell, and Luke Shaw all go to the same gym, doctor, whatever. They're just all three of them are just always injured. Always.
They have Naby Keita, Jota, Diaz, Joel Matip, and Arthur Melo.
Yeah,
okay.
James, we got a Matip.
Yeah.
Matip sighting.
I think I don't know. I think your read on this that Liverpool win, I think feels kind of spot on, but I will also say if the game is close, if it's tied going into the last 10 minutes, I would not count Spurs out because Spurs have shown over the last 4 weeks that they are masters of scoring late and stealing results. So
it's a massively less talented Sir Alex Ferguson United teams through the 2000s.
Yeah, Fergie time.
It was automatic. It was annoying. It was everything you don't want it to be.
Yeah.
So if you take that roster and then minus about 3 to 4 world-class players off of it, that's Spurs.
But still more players that can play defense than Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Yes, that is true. There are way more players that can play defense better than Trent.
So do Spurs exploit Trent, do you think?
Yeah, well that would be I guess Perisic or Sessegnon to exploit. Normally you would like to have Son out there terrorizing him, but you won't. So
yeah. This seems like it's going to be a hard game. And this to me seems like it's another one of those games where Spurs are just going to sit back and play ugly and not assert themselves, which they should. Because I mean, like we were talking about Spurs in the Champions League against Marseille and how they looked so much better once they got on the ball and really tried to attack and play hard, and how much better they looked. But this game seems like it's screaming to me that Conte is going to be conservative and that he's going to just try to make sure that Liverpool doesn't score. And I think that that's dangerous.
Yes, it is.
Especially against a Liverpool team that's kind of hurting and needs a result.
We're dragging a little long on this, but I saw a post today that said, "Do you think our players have just tried to imagine that we started the game down 1-0?"
It might help. It might help if they walk on the pitch and they're like,
Yeah.
we're losing.
Yeah, we should just spot Liverpool a goal and then just play well the whole time.
I mean, if you just start it and roll the ball directly into your net, just start,
Yeah,
give them an
yeah,
own
yeah.
goal.
Yeah, right off, and then we get the kickoff again.
I think that's a plan. Conte, bro,
Conte,
That'd be
hiring.
own goal incoming the first 10 minutes for Spurs.
That'd be Mourinho getting Xabi Alonso and Sergio Ramos to time waste until they got a red card. Or until
yellow card.
That would be that until they got a yellow. That would be that level of 5D chess.
Yo, and I think that we, per Brad's logic regarding the Chelsea Brighton result, we need to have Harry Kane score it so it can increase his golden boot tally.
Yes.
Oh yeah,
right. Because own goals go for you, right? They're positive for yourself. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, go back and check the review from this week, where Brad explains how Chelsea beat Brighton last week. All right, but yeah, so again, lots of good matches coming up this weekend, all across the platform. Good games up and down. Maybe not Everton Leicester, but that's just Everton.
Why are you trying to dunk on our pick of the week?
Because I need people to watch it, and I'm not going to watch it.
That's the match we need you guys to watch.
Because I'm not going to watch it.
Yeah, we voted, and that's the match you guys have to watch. So if you were in the Discord, you could have had a vote, but since you're not, you didn't get to vote.
Enjoy
match of the week is Everton Leicester. We need a match report from somebody.
Jimmy, Tamzy, Joel, Zach, all you guys enjoy that. Will should have to watch that one. That should be Will's game. Because everybody else has to watch their own English team, and Will's just rocking up watching one Italian game. He can watch Everton Leicester and give us a match report.
Good.
I think that's that's the only thing that makes sense.
Podcast vote.
Yeah,
I think I'm going back to I'm going back to last year's strategy of pick of the week. I'm just going to pick City games when they're playing somebody who's going to get demolished 5-0. So I will not be watching City Fulham.
I guess that one's on me then. But yeah, if you guys are still listening, please hit that subscribe button, hit the follow button if you're on the podcast, sub notification bell on YouTube. Drop us a comment down below. Tell us which game you're watching, what game you want to watch. As Brad said, hit us up in Discord in the description of this video, whether that's on YouTube or the podcast site. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you. As always, that guy over there, that's at KS Brad G. Down below, that's at White Hart _Sean. I am at James Tiffany. We collectively are at Red Card _radio, and we'd love to hear from you. But until next week, watch some football this weekend and chat with us about it. We'd love to hear from you. Have a good one. Enjoy some football this weekend.